All right, so please kindly drop your name and your country in the chat box so we can know you. And I want to appreciate everyone that has made it possible to have this webinar. I want to appreciate Cody Rapp for making his presence here. I want to appreciate Maito and also Desi. And lastly, I want to appreciate Anaikai also. Thank you so much for the support and for making it possible. So please, as you come in, kindly mute your mic so that we can have an awesome time here. So once again, my name is Sam. I'm currently a final year student in Nigeria, where I'm studying forestry and technology. I am currently working as the student ambassador for Paragon One, and that's one of the major reasons why we have put this webinar together. So I want to welcome you again once. So right now we'll be starting really quick. First, I will be opening this session. This is a career fair, and it is an opportunity for you to learn about Paragon One programs. You get to learn from past Externs experiences, and also you get to hear from Cody Rapp, who is one of the top staff in Paragon One, about programs and opportunities that are open to you. You also get to learn the criteria for selection and every information you need to know. So I'll be handing over to Temilolu Fajembola, is our moderator for today. So Temi, over to you. Temi, are you there?
All right, thank you, Sam. It's an honor to be moderating this session with you. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I am Temilolu Fajembola from Nigeria, and I'm an environmental conservationist. I am also passionate about biodiversity conservation and climate change education. All right, so today I'll be moderating this wonderful webinar, and I'll be introducing us to the various activities that we have packed into these sessions. All right, so for the purpose of those that are just joining us, this is Career Fair, and we'll be talking about bridging the gap between academics and workspace, being an undergraduate student or a graduate student through remote externship with Paragon One. All right, so we'll be going into the first session for today, where we'll be talking about the introduction of Paragon One. We'll be getting introduced to Paragon One, the program overview for the externships available to US students and international students, and also be talking about the criteria required. And I'm so pleased to welcome the director of the community, the director for Paragon One community, and that's in person of Cody Rapp. So Cody, you can have the floor.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the introduction. Thank you to you and Samuel both who helped put this event together today. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm really excited to be sharing the work that we do. I'm always excited to share it, but especially excited to talk to you about it today with so many really excellent alumni of our programs. To kick off our session, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what Paragon One is and what is an externship, right? It's something that many of you may not know what it is, or you might have heard it before, but you might not be familiar with what it means at Paragon One. Paragon One is a company that was birthed out of wanting to do more, right? To not just coach people into their internships and jobs, but to make a bigger difference. Across the world, there are a lot of problems and issues and barriers in education and in the workforce. I probably don't need to outline those for all of you here today. You're probably well aware of how challenging it can be to get a degree, get experience, and then turn that degree and experience into a job, right? So Paragon One has created a company, a platform to make it easier for young people all over the world to get the experience that you want, not the experience that someone else says that you need to have, right? The experience that you want to have to help you figure out what you want to do with your life, okay? So remote externships are a highly flexible, very accessible, largely asynchronous kind of independent program that you can take part in all year round. I'm going to show some slides in a minute to help you understand this a little bit more, but we work with a number of partners. You can look on our website, paragon1.com, and see the number of partners who we work with. There are brands who you'll recognize. You might have heard of Pfizer before, right? Maybe, right? So we work with Pfizer, National Geographic, PwC, Snap, Meta, HP, right? Lots of really incredible companies, and we work with them to build these experiences. Remote externships are fully managed by our team for and with our companies, but also for you, students, right? We will support you through the whole recruiting process. When you get enrolled, we support you through the whole remote externship. And even after the program, there are opportunities to receive support from our team to continue to do really great work in your education and career. I'd like to share my screen here if I could get permission to share from Samuel or Timmy, and just walk through a couple slides just in a few more moments. And I hope that this will help further illuminate what a remote externship is. Can everyone see the slides on my screen?
Yes,
Okay.
you can. Go ahead.
Perfect. You're probably familiar with internships, right?
Cody, I think you are sharing your email.
Here we go. There we go. Now we should be better. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You're probably familiar with an internship or maybe a co-op or something like that, but remote externships are a little different, right? We are more flexible, more accessible than a typical internship. Again, these are offered all year round, which is already different. These are 6 to 8 week experiences that take about 10 to 15 hours. And that's all encompassing time. That's time that you spend learning, training, or watching videos, doing the work, and even in meetings, okay? There's a lot of different types of meetings, and we're not gonna go into in too much detail yet because you'll hear from some alumni who will talk about those meetings coming up. But that's 10 to 15 hours of all-encompassing time, so it's part-time. You can still be a student. You can still have a job. You can still be a student leader. You can still be making change in your community and do this program. All of our programs, no matter whether you're doing marine and community conservation, nonprofit consulting, or business development and business analytics, they come with 3 to 5 projects. And it's scaffolded and gamified. We don't want to give you too much information at one time because that's overwhelming. And we don't want to give you too little information because that's underwhelming. We like to think that we give you the right amount of information when you need it. That means that your program could look like this. You're going to have training that's written training, videos, links, and resources every step of the way. Here's what those steps look like. You'll start your program with an introduction. It'll explain to you the company, the industry that company's in, the nature of the work you're going to be doing, and how to approach it. As you move forward, you'll start research and analysis projects. And that could be a lot of different things. Research and analysis is vague, but that's intentional. Sometimes you're doing qualitative and then quantitative research and analysis. Other times it could be a global research project, and then you have a subsequent project that's maybe about a specific part of the market, or it's segmented differently with the customers. You take all of that research, you take your analysis, and then you put it into a beautiful presentation that you're able to present to the hosts of your company, the company who's sponsoring your program. You could have an opportunity to present your work, your findings to your company. In all of our programs, no matter what the program is, there's so much to learn. There's so much to get out of that experience. Now, in addition to anything special and unique about the type of company, a corporate company, a big tech company, an early stage company, a consultancy, a financial firm, in addition to all of that, in addition to the specific research skills or the specific finance skills that you would learn, what you see on the screen here are fundamental foundational skills that you will learn in any one of our programs. And that's really special. That level of consistency doesn't happen in a lot of other internship programs, but it does here at Paragon One. I just want to share with you a couple examples real quickly. If you haven't done your research yet, or you're not looking on the website, here are some examples of companies we work with and types of programs. With Facebook and Meta, Snap, PwC, then maybe some other companies you've not heard as much about. HP Tech Ventures, Cloudflare, Thematic. So lots of different programs. Again, these are offered all year round. And as a quick snapshot, I just want to share with you that these programs, again, follow the 6 to 8 weeks, 10 to 15 hours, 3 to 5 projects. Here you can see a venture capital and business analytics program, and you can see the project names. What is that project about? And you can see the cadence of that project as well. Similarly, but a different example is a social media market intelligence program, which again, you can see 6 to 8 weeks, 10 to 15 hours, 3 to 5 projects. So it's very similar. Entry-level work is really all the same, but if you're in consulting, it's different than in marketing or in tech or in conservation, but the concepts are really the same. So all of the projects are going to look pretty similar, but it's tailored to the industry and what the company is looking to have you do and what they'd like for you to learn. Now, I know a big part of why you're here is to also learn, what do you need to do? How do you approach the application process, right? And what I like to say here at Paragon One is there are no secrets. No secrets at all. Here's the secret sauce. Here's the formula. Here's what you need to know. When you apply, there isn't a quick application you'll fill out. It is a very quick application, right? It should not take you long and it's not overly difficult, but you should still take it seriously, right? You'll submit your application, we'll review that, and then you'll be advanced to a recorded video interview round. There are 5 recorded interviews for us to get a chance to just know who you are. What are your strengths and what are your goals, right? Then if advanced after the video interviews, there'll be a live interview with one of our Paragon One team members. That's a 20 to 25 minute behavioral interview. And don't worry, don't get stressed, don't get nervous. We just want to get to know you. That's all, right? And the best tips that I can give you are the ones here on the screen. In the bottom right-hand corner, this is the best advice I can give you. I've been at Paragon One for about 4 years, and I've spent about 10 years helping young people navigate their careers. And this is the best advice I can ever give anyone, but especially here for this process. At every step in this application process, please be complete and please be accurate. With that accuracy comes some authenticity and vulnerability. You know, if your grades aren't that great, it's okay. Tell us, okay? Because we want to know, right? If you don't have experience, that's okay. There are very few pieces of criteria for our programs, and not having as much experience can sometimes benefit you more. So just be honest with us. But also, if you do have really great experiences, share those with us. Let us know. Tell us your story, right? Because everyone's story is different and everyone's story is special. 2 other pieces. We want you to be prompt. We want you to be present when you show up for an interview. Be fully present. Be ready to talk to us and share your story with us. And of course, the last one is professionalism. Now, this does not mean that you need to be perfect. I don't even know what perfect means. I don't know what that is, right? We want you to try to elevate your opportunity to practice professionalism. So maybe that means you wear a collared shirt. Maybe that means you wear a suit. Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe that means that you are just being mindful of your sound and your audio, right? Maybe that means you're trying to use elevated language, right? More professional language. And you're trying new things to get a taste of what it's like to move out of education and into the workforce, because that's what we're all about here. As you saw on the marketing of the event, as Samuel and Timmy have shared, that's what we're about. We're here to help you get from where you are to in the spaces in the workforce where you want to be. That's an overview of Paragon One and remote externships. I hope that was helpful. I think my time is up. I'm happy to stay on and I can look at the chat for questions and answer those. But Samuel, I'll pass it back to you and to me.
All right, thank you so much, Cody, for that great overview. It was very insightful. And I believe that people are learning a lot from what you've just said. Thank you so much. All right, so I believe that maybe some people have questions already, or they have some suggestions or something to say. So you can just do well to note it. So this is directed to everyone. If you have a question and you want to ask Cody, so please just take note of these questions. There will be a session at the end of the day for questions and answers. So please note your questions. All right, we'll be moving on to the next session. And pleased to inform us that we have our alumni externs in the house. And so they'll be sharing their experience with us. And so we'd love to have Maito and Anastasia to share our externship experience with us. Maito.
Hello, thank you so much. I feel honored. My name is Mirto Anastasiou. I'm a student from Greece and I am very passionate about marine conservation. So it was only natural that I chose to apply for the National Geographic and the Nature Conservancy externship program with a focus on marine and community conservation. My experience was pretty much like Cody described. It was people trying to help you get to the end goal and a very supportive network of individuals all around. This program really has the ability to inspire you to want to make change in the world. And it helped us, I feel, to understand even from the beginning that no matter where you are in the world, where you live, you are interconnected with the ocean and your actions have great impact, and it's up to you to choose whether that impact is positive or negative. Throughout the program, I got to learn more about issues I knew and I didn't know existed, because I feel the diversity of the cohorts and the teams really helped with that. Hearing the stories of people from Europe, Africa, America, Asia, Australia, all over the world, it was amazing how much I didn't know and how much I learned throughout the 8 weeks of the program. Through the resources provided and the teaching material, if you will, and the amazing people involved, the team members and the guest speakers that were so inspiring, we also learned how to tackle these problems and approach them with possible solutions, and the changes in our hands. For me personally, when I invest my time and energy into something, it's very important to feel that I'm getting something back. And the Paragon One externship really gave me that feeling that after each meeting, I had learned something new. And after finishing every piece of training, I was growing personally and cultivating these skills that they helped me learn about, like researching or writing and presenting stories. I'm very grateful to have these skills in my toolbox now after the externship. Overall, it was a very powerful experience, and I think it will be a highlight of my life when I look back at it. And already so many amazing opportunities have been presented to me because of it. So I'm very grateful to have had this experience, and I really encourage you all to take the first step and apply. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Maito, for sharing your story. I must say it is really encouraging, and I believe that people are learning from this as well. And one other thing that this webinar has in stock for us is that we're going to be listening to stories from people who have who have participated in with different companies. Like you shared yours is with National Geographic and the National Conservancy. And we also have other externs like Roland Desser, who works with PwC. And so we'd love to hear his story as well. So Roland, you have the floor.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Roland Desir, and I'm an alumni of Paragon One, and it's a pleasure to be here to talk about my experience from Paragon One. So last year, I had an opportunity to apply to a remote externship that I found on LinkedIn, and I quickly applied because I was looking for an internship. And when I applied, the same process that Cody just showed you, I went to the same process, same thing, and the interview was really simple and great, and I get the externship. And it was an amazing experience because I was exposed to consulting, which is really something I am really interested in. And I had to discover also my passion for nonprofit, the nonprofit sector, because at first I thought nonprofit was just, I had a narrowed view about administration of nonprofit, but Paragon One really exposed me to what goes behind the success of a nonprofit. And I have to say this, if I had to talk about how great I feel about being part of Paragon One, I would take all day because I came from a community college in Miami, Florida. I did not have exposure to those kind of internships, and it was really difficult, even in local institution in my community. But Paragon One exposed me to one of the biggest firms all over the world, which is PwC, and this is something that I am really grateful for. And during this program, you are equipped with all of the resources you need to complete all of the projects that you are assigned to, and it's really flexible. We have 2 meetings per week. And during those meetings, externs are allowed to ask questions about anything that, any difficulties they are encountering, any suggestion that they have. You have a program manager. So the amount of support, the sense of community at Paragon One, it's really exceptional. And I want to also highlight that even after the externship, Paragon One is still there for externs. You can ask questions, you can still reach out to the team, and if you have any question, any things that you have in mind. Personally, I had to apply for an internship in HR at another institution, and I reached out to Paragon One, and they gave me a letter of recommendation as quick as possible. So just to show you how supportive this institution is. And I really hope that every student who are interested in applying for Paragon One to really put the effort into not only the application, but also the interview process to prepare, and hopefully they get it, because it's something that will change the whole, that will change the journey into getting a job and also launch their careers. Personally, my resume was not looking good before Paragon One, and after Paragon One, I've been receiving so many offers from other institutions. It was mind-blowing, because before I struggled to find internship or jobs. Now they are calling me, and I have to pick and choose which one I want. So this is something to tell all the students watching right now. It's really something that you want to do, because Paragon One will give you everything necessary to succeed as a student and to launch a stellar career. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Roland. We're so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That was very inspiring. And to everyone that is watching us, if you are just joining us, this is Career Fair. This program was organized to bridge the gap between academics and the workspace through remote externship with Paragon. All right, if you have any questions, please do well to note them. There will be a session for question and answer, so you'll be able to ask your questions. So thank you, Roland. All right, we'll be moving on to the next session, and after we've heard from 2 alumni externs. They've shared their story, they've shared their experience, as a remote extern. And so what happens after remote externship with Paragon One? So we'd love to hear from Anna Kai. So she would like her to share a post program experience. So Anna.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for having me here. I am Anna K. Walters. I was also a National Geographic and Nature Conservancy extern back in 2021. So in the first cohort. So yeah, it was just an overview of the experience itself. It was a really awesome experience. Really supportive, everyone at Paragon One during the externship and even after the externship. With you'll see emails coming from them with like opportunities for more internships and opportunities for getting reference letters and things like that. So it's really, really great programs that they have, and National Geographic and Nature Conservancy program was also really awesome. So yeah, so after I completed my externship, I went back, well, I was in school and I just finished yesterday, actually, my final exam. And so I'm currently in that job hunting phase of my life. And it's been really great to have, you know, the externship under my belt and on my resume. And also to have what you have is like a story map at the end. I'm not sure what the product is of the other externships, but for this one, you have a story map and I have it on my resume, which is a really, you know, great thing to show that you've actually done something and show your work. Whereas, you know, for normal school, you might have your transcript, but, you know, you'll just see the A's and you won't really see all the work that you put into it. So yeah, that was really great. And after I finished my program, I had sent out, you know, my story map to former employers that I had, or just connections that I had. I posted it on LinkedIn, and you know, I got really good responses, and I got some, you know, interest in me, you know, as a future employee for certain places. So that was really great. And I think generally it's really good thing to have, you know, under your belt and stuff. And I think that, you know, you all enjoy it. And if you have any more questions on like the actual, you know, application process and, you know, actually being in the externship experience, you can feel free to ask me.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for sharing your experience. Thank you. And congratulations on completing your exams. Yeah, that's something we're envious of here in Nigeria. So congratulations. All right, thank you so much.
You're muted, Timmy. You're muted.